So, we've seen all the planning that goes into putting on a show, heard from the actors and what it was like to learn their lines, songs, and choreography. Now, we get to meet the unsung heroes of the theater, the backstage craftsmen and technicians that help translate the script to the stage.
Pre-production on Shrek started long before the show was cast, and our team will be working right up until opening night. Shrek is a big show with a large number of sets, props, makeup, and costumes. I'd like to say that we have an army of people working behind the scenes, but in reality, we have a small group of experienced, dedicated volunteers working to get the show on its feet.
Shrek is a little unusual in that there's a lot of fairy tale creatures in the show. So costuming is a bit of a challenge because you have to make each costume almost from the ground up. When we start to build a costume, we come up with a look that we want for each character. And my job is to basically create the body, the outfit. My team comes in with what I call the frosting. I have two lovely ladies working with me, Rosie Carlin and Jill Purdy. They are creative and they keep me on task and they're willing to do the work to help me make those characters come alive. They pay attention to the details like what color tights, what are the shoes gonna look like? Should we do this on the cuffs? Should we add this to the face? Should we add this to the hat? What kind of a hat? What do you think? They're a great asset to the team. The costumes not only have to look great, but the characters have to be able to move in them. There's a lot of dancing in this show. So we really need to make sure that everybody's comfortable on stage and that they can really move to the full extent of that their character requires.
Working with Mara Productions on stage is really fun. I'm used to working with the group as an actor, so this time I'm working behind the scenes and that's really different. The makeup design for Shrek is very challenging because we have 35 actors. Some people are playing 3, 4, even 5 roles throughout the show. So it's very important to consider that individual actor's track and not make their makeup and hair too difficult to get in and out of. Doing the makeup for the character of Shrek is a huge challenge. For me, it's fun and cool because I happen to be engaged to the actor playing Shrek, so that's something that we can work on together and enjoy. There are several pieces that have to be applied to him. We start off with a cowl, which is basically a hood that goes over his entire head and covers his neck as well. And then we put on the face mask, which covers from his forehead down to his chin, and it has to be adhered with this industrial grade adhesive that's been very difficult to get off. The first time we tried it, it took probably about an hour and a half to put on and probably about an hour and a half to take off. The goal for the show is to take about 35 minutes for putting on and taking off.
Now that the costumes and makeup are moving along, we have the opportunity to have our photo shoot to beef up our marketing efforts. MPO board member Rob Gouger is an excellent photographer, and he headed up our publicity shoot. This was the first time the costumes and makeup came together, and it gave us a good feeling to see how everything meshed.
Working with Mauer Productions is always fun. This is my second show working for Mauer. I previously worked on Spamalot, which was so much fun. I thought that show had the most props until I saw the Shrek script. Shrek is a show that hasn't been around long, hasn't been done locally, so a lot of the things I need have to be made from scratch, and it's been a challenge. Because people are familiar with Shrek the movie, we need to try to recreate a lot of things that they expect to see. Like the cocktail that Shrek uses in the beginning of the movie, we had to replicate that to use on stage. And because some of the props are not in the movie, we have to visualize them and create them specifically for the musical. So when we finally load in Tech Week, there will literally be a truckload of props to load into the theater.
Working with Mauer Productions is a lot of fun, always a new adventure, always a good learning experience. The issues with Shrek and the storybook nature of it, I think the most interesting and exciting piece that I'm working on is going to be the storybook itself that opens and closes, sort of bookends the show. Really neat concept, made to look just like a storybook with the characters walking out of it, sort of the pages coming to life. I think that's going to be something that'll grab everyone's attention right at the beginning and give them a good memory at the end. For anyone who has worked on the Kelsey stage, either as an actor or behind the scenes, you know there's not that much space back there. So one of the things we've done with the design and engineering of the Shrek set is to make several pieces that will fold up and collapse, so that once that scene is done, they can be folded up quickly and easily, make for a faster scene change, and then pushed off. We like to think of it as play big, pack small. I think Shrek is a great family show. Basically the simple concept, don't judge a book by its cover, get to know the person inside.
It's a wonderful family show. It's colorful, it's bright, it's got great music, it's fun.
It's great because there's something in it for everyone. There's comedy, there's drama, there's a villain, there's romance.
This show appeals to audiences of any age. From 8 to 80, you're guaranteed to have a great time.
You know, without these fine, dedicated people to bring our storybook world to life, we would stand naked on stage with egg on our faces. So, join us next time when we finally hit the Kelsey Theatre stage with all our sets, costumes, and props. You might even want to stop by and see how all the months of planning really pay off. Next time on the making of Shrek the Musical.